Yo, what is up, everybody? This is the first battle on the channel for the online YCOM shenanigans, and we are going up against Chris. Let's do this. If you hear any noise in the background, it's my loud-ass neighbors, dude. They be playing music at 2 a.m. and at noon. Like, I can't have any good time to make a video. But this Chris is leading out with the Bolton, right? It's shiny. I respect it, and I got my epic level ball Bisharp. This Bisharp isn't an amazing set. It's a little bit gimmicky because we have Endure and Salakberry. With Jolly Nature to hopefully get like some speed going with Iron Head. He goes for the Fire Fang, and I just barely live it. Like, I was not expecting Fire Fang at all. I was expecting an electric move or something that Bishop would resist because he's steel. So my Salakberry kicks in, and I went for the Sword Stance obviously because I have Sucker Punch, which is a pretty good combination. If you can live a hit, you'll usually get a solid Sucker Punch off. So now I can really only go for the Sucker Punch here, and it will definitely take this thing out because the Bolton is not very strong. So because I have the Salakberry and the Sword Dance, I got a +1 in speed and a +2 in attack. So if the opponent had any fairy types, right, I could maybe get something going with an Iron Head. And usually, like, you would probably want to run Adamant with a Sucker Punch, but this is just a little bit interesting set. I haven't had too much success with it, but we took out the Bolton. And here we have the Rillaboom coming in. I have a Rillaboom on my team as well. I actually have a lot of grass types. So I can't really like swap, and the Bisharp's only on 5 health, so we're just going to kind of sack him and go for the straight up Sucker Punch again. And it almost takes the Rillaboom out, not quite, but I had to do it because I was expecting the Greasy Glide there, and Bisharp goes down. But we're in a decent position. The Rillaboom gets a little bit of health coming back up. So now I have to choose who to swap in. I have like all grass types. Most of these sets I originally made for a grassy terrain team, which is why you see the Rillaboom with the terrain extender, and then I have the Dynamax and the Roserade. I don't really have any amazing swap-ins for the Rillaboom, but I'm just going to go into the Roserade because the Sludge Bomb should take it out. I was a little bit concerned because Chris had a Steel type on his team, and I was wondering if he was going to actually swap into said Steel type because Sludge Bomb just wouldn't do anything to it. And then so I just went for the Dazzling Gleam. He didn't go for the Grassy Glide. He was probably going to go for a knockoff or something. But my Roserade definitely took that out right there. And I just had to go for Dazzling Gleam in case he did indeed swap. Because he had something on his team that was very threatening to mine. And it's going to come out right now. And that is the Corviknight. Corviknight its typing is pretty good with Steel Flying, right? I can't really touch it at all with my various grass types. And Azumarill is a fairy type, so it would not like a steel move at all. And while the Clawitzer set I have is pretty interesting, it just doesn't have the moves to take it out. So I got to swap into something here because this Corviknight just completely walls pretty much my entire team. I'm expecting like a body press set, right? Because Corviknights usually do that. They usually have like Iron Defense, body press, something like that. So I go into Dynamax because Dynamax is a ghost type, and obviously it would not be able to use body press at all. I took a long time thinking about what I was going to go for here. I almost went into Rillaboom for the knockoff, but I don't even know what item it would have at this point yet. But Dynamax would be the best swap in too, especially because the other Rillaboom put up Grassy Terrain, and because my Dynamax is for a Grassy Terrain team, I have the Grassy Seed, which gives me a +1 in defense, which makes me a little bit extra bulky. This is the Dynamax set has like max HP and a lot of defense. It also has Grassy Glide, which makes up for its speed factor. So I'm going to go for the Poltergeist here, and then Chris Dynamaxes his Corviknight, which I'm like, oh no, this is really bad, dude. Like, because it already walls my team, like whatever stat boosts it gets in Dynamax, it's going to pretty much mess me up. Because I got really nothing to counter this. It's like a super hard counter to my team right now. So I just go for the Poltergeist, and now that he's Dynamax, it's going to probably do like no damage. He goes for the max Airstream, which is really bad as it gives him even more speed over my team. Even though Dynamax is slow, it doesn't really matter for this. But like for the rest of my team, it's not good for the Azumarill, not good for the Clawitzer, which is Scarf. So he has leftovers, which is a little bit annoying because with the Grassy Terrain and the leftovers, he's going to be getting a lot of health back. Sometimes I Dynamax the Dynamax on my team because it's actually like kind of a good mon if you're fighting a physical team, right? Because of the Grassy Seed, and if no one has any super effective moves, it's like kind of hard to take out. But like at this point, I just can't Dynamax it after he does it because it just wouldn't matter because he's super effective, right? I just gotta sack it at this point and basically stall out his Dynamax, which I actually do because the Dynamax is a little bit tanky. He's obviously a physical set. If that was a special move, the Dynamax would go down because you get like 2 special defense. But the max HP plus the Grassy Seed lets me live those max airstreams from the physical Corviknight, obviously. So man, yeah, this Corviknight completely is just walling me right now. We sack the Dynamax, as I just said, and it goes down. But the good thing is that his 3 turns of Dynamax are over, which means he will have a lot less health and will be at least somewhat killable, even though my team doesn't really have anything good to do against it. So now I got to think about what to do. I see the leftovers. I'm like, I know I got to get those off of him, and I just know that I don't really have the firepower to get rid of it. Like, I don't have any fire moves. Obviously, that would really help in this situation. But the best thing I can do right now is go for a knockoff on Rillaboom to get those leftovers off, to make this thing be a little bit less bulky. So we're going to go straight up for that. And he goes for the Roost, which I'm like, oh no. Like, he's already walling my team, and he has Roost. So he can completely just tank any, like, attack I have, because I have a lot of grass and water moves. No fire right. So that's really bad. So getting off those leftovers was super important, but he still has Roost, and like I really have nothing to do. So like the best thing I can do here is go for the Drain Punch, which is neutral damage, and if he does attack me, I'll get some health back. And then he goes for the Bulk Up, and I'm like, god damn, it's not an iron defense set. It's probably a mixed body press set, I would imagine, with a flying type move rate, Bulk Up, Roost, and then yeah, probably body press. So we haven't seen the flying move yet, but we did see the max airstream, so we know he has one. That's probably physical, probably Brave Bird. So I'm just going to keep going for the Drain Punch. And he's just going to keep roosting. Like, this Corviknight was trying to stall me out. I don't know, like, he couldn't PP stall me out because, I think Roost and Drain Punch have, like, the same PP probably, right? I don't even know. I don't even know, dude. But, like, he's not attacking me. And I feel like if he does attack me, I can get some health back with the Drain Punch. But I just got a crit there, which was massive. So I was like, you know what? I really have to push this advantage because he's going to go for the Roost. I'm going to go for the Max Knuckle. It's a guaranteed +1 in attack, and if he does attack me, and if I'm in Dynamax, I'll probably be able to live whatever he throws at me because of the extra health. So right here, I'm really just pushing my, like, temporary state of advantage because, like, this Corviknight is completely walling me. So we go for the Dynamax Rillaboom. I did not feed my boy any Max Soup, so he's not a big lad with, I don't even know what he looks like in G-Max with the G-Spot. But he's going to go for the Roost as I predicted. He's just kind of stalling me out. Maybe stalling out the timer. Chris is just trying to do all he has because he probably has Brave Bird, so he's trying to get some health so he maybe doesn't die from that. At this point, he's probably just trying to stall out my own Dynamax because he probably just can't kill me while I have all this health. So I'm going to keep going for Max Knuckle because every time he roosts, I'll get an attack rise, and then like eventually I'll be able to kill it, right? Like that's just kind of my mentality for that. So he keeps going for Roost over and over again. This is a super bulky Corviknight. I wonder what its EVs are. It's kind of an attacker, but it's also kind of bulky. But then again, Body Press is neutral damage. Drain Punch is neutral damage. So I wonder if I had a fire move, if it would like take it out more effectively. Because obviously it'd be super effective. So I'm just keep going for Max Knuckle. This is my third and final turn of the Dynamax. And he goes for Roost yet again. Super engaging gameplay, am I right? But at least it's not that bad. I've seen some crazy things online, like minimize Blissey. Ugh, dude. Online is super cancer, but this was like one of the few battles I had where it was actually kind of entertaining. And it was kind of crazy because like I was super worried about this Corviknight at the beginning of the battle because I just knew that it was going to be bad. But I still have like all of my team, so like he's walled me, but he hasn't like shut me down yet. If he had like a steel type move, he'd be super threatening to Azumarill, obviously. But he's got Brave Bird for his fourth move, and he, with one foul blow, he takes out my Lawn Service, my Rillaboom with the Grassy Terrain Extender. He's down, but it was good that it was a recoil move because it takes him out himself. If that was like Drill Peck or something, and he didn't go down, I probably wouldn't be able to take him out if he was able to Roost again. But I have 3 Pokemon left, 2 Water types, and my Roserade, and here is where like the battle completely goes around for me. He kind of definitely had the upper hand, I would say, in the beginning. But Azumarill is super fucking good, right? So on this set, I have Superpower, Play Rough, Steel Roller for the Grassy Terrain, and Aqua Jet for priority. So we got the closer coming in. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take this thing out with a Superpower. It's weak to it. It's definitely a one-shot, even with its pretty good defense, right? Superpower is a very strong move, and with huge power on Azumarill, which the set has, it's definitely going down. He actually outspeeds me, and he goes for a Shell Smash, and I'm like, all right. Once I saw that, I knew that this thing had Focus Sash and it would live. But it wasn't really a problem for me because I had Aqua Jet, so I would just be able to attack it immediately after. So like, I'm like, this is a free kill, free cop. Here comes the Azumarill comeback. So as obviously predicted, he has the Focus Sash, which is all right because we have Aqua Jet. I don't know if he was predicting Aqua Jet. When I was making this Azumarill set, I kind of got surprised too because Aqua Jet's actually an egg move. So I guess most people expect like the Belly Drum and like Waterfall or something, or maybe even Belly Drum Aqua Jet, but it's a little bit challenging because it's an egg move. But the Cloyster goes down. I would imagine it was probably a skill link Shell Smash, like something with like Icicle Spear or something like that. Probably skill link. So he's got a Machamp next, and I'm like, dude, this is free. So I got Super Rough, or Play Rough, not Super Rough. Super Rough. But yeah, even with the plus or the -1 in attack after the superpower, the Play Rough just drops the Machamp. So he probably had like no investment in defense or anything. Probably it might have been a gut set with like lots of attack. I don't know. But I outsped it, and it's dead. So the last thing Chris has is Inteleon, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go for the Play Rough. Even with the -1, it should do pretty decent damage. And he actually goes for a Focus Energy, and I would imagine he probably has, like, I guess it's the Scope Lens is the crit, or is that the I don't know. He's got the lens probably that gives you 100% crit accuracy after a Focus Energy. So I'm expecting him to like just take me out, outspeed me and take me out right here. So I go for the Aqua Jet to get some priority and good damage on him because I have my Scarf Pokemon in the background that can easily come in and revenge kill it. So but when he goes for the Ice Beam, it actually does underwhelming damage even though it's a crit. Like even though, I mean obviously Azumarill resists it, right? But I was expecting way more damage and for him to kill me. So I'm just like, all right, let's just finish the battle with another Play Rough. No reason to go for Aqua Jet or use like any of my other Pokemon because Azumarill can like completely come back and take the battle back himself. Like 3 kills to his name. And yeah, his name is Mick because I bred it from a Wonder Trade Marill called Mugshot Mick. So shout out to Mugshot Mick. Shout out to Chris. Subscribe if you're interested for more of these types of battles, and I'm actually going to link my Pokemon-specific Discord in the description. It's like an Oshawa Discord, but it's also just like a Pokemon Discord, so you can come in and hang out with us and battle all the fun people. Also, my normal Discord will be in the description as well. See you guys next time.